Alright, so just for fun this time I'm going to have the sound meter out here so we can just watch and see how loud it is. Hey everyone, it's Nate and this is the Nader Tater channel. Alright, today I'm going to cover a new product here that really has a lot of the features that I want. It is a combination smoke alarm and CO, so carbon monoxide alarm, but it has several features that I've really been looking for. I have these other ones that are similar. I bought about 3 years ago, and those features are: one, a 10-year sealed battery. So this is like a lithium ion battery that you never have to replace. They're supposed to be good for 10 years, so you put it up and then no problems there. I've had these up for 3 years without any problems. The other thing that I wanted was the combination. So this is a combination smoke alarm and carbon monoxide, which is what these are as well. But what these that I have in the house right now were really lacking that I wanted is wireless interconnect. So wireless interconnect means that when one goes off, all of the rest of them go off together. And this house was built in '91, so when it was built it only had a requirement to have a smoke alarm on one per floor. So that's what it has, and it had no carbon monoxide alarm when I got into the house. And those three existing smoke detectors are hardwired together, but so they're interconnected, but I can't easily add more interconnected ones that are hardwired. So if you're in that situation like me, that's what I really like about these, is that they're wirelessly interconnected. So this is the first one that had all of those features together. Now it's not a smart one, and I consider it smart because I do have smart home stuff, but I think that's probably asking too much, and meaning, like, the battery life just can't handle all of those extra features. So they have some that are hardwired, but this is really what I wanted. It's a 6-pack, and so I want to open it up and we'll see what they act like. We'll put them to the test. It has some other features I really am interested to show, but let me get them out and show you. I'll compare them. This is a smoke alarm that I have in here right now, and it looks like I installed it in April of 2019. I bought them like the month prior to that. Alright, so if I just read the quick information on here, it says operates between 40 and 100 degrees Fahrenheit and 10 to 85% relative humidity that's non-condensing. And then it tells you that you can link up to 24 of these guys together with the wireless connection. And then for the smoke sensor, it's photoelectric, and then for the CO, it's an electrochemical sensor. And it has an 85 dB alarm. I'll actually test that with my phone. I'll see what it registers on my phone, and then it tells you it meets these different standards for UL. So the note on photoelectric sensor for fire, there's really two main types, and one's photoelectric and the other one's ionization. And there's a lot of controversy or disagreement on which one is better. But what everyone agrees on is the photoelectric ones are better for a smoldering fire. So one that doesn't have big flames. It's more like something starting to smolder and has a lot of smoke but a lot less flames. And then the ionization ones are better at a fast moving big flame fire from like combustibles, like so paper, that kind of stuff is really going to flame up, where other more synthetic materials or big things like couches, they're going to tend to smolder more. So there's the most conservative people say you want to have both in your house. All of these are photoelectric, they're all the same for the 6-pack. Okay, so here's the X-Sense one and here's the Kidde one. If I look at them side by side, the X-Sense one's actually a little bit bigger in diameter at its widest point there, because it's shaped a little bit like a flying saucer, like a UFO. But then the surface that it actually connects to on the wall is actually much smaller. But both of these have a feature where the battery's on and it's connected, and the way that it actually turns on the unit is when you place it on the wall and twist it, that actually activates and turns on the smoke sensor. And the only way to turn it, or to disconnect power to it, is by taking it off the wall. So both of them have that feature. This has this little simple bracket, and it comes with 3 screws to install it. The other feature I really like about this is this whole center thing is a button. So, and it's not that hard to press. You know, one of the big pains to a smoke alarm is when it's going off, if you have it mounted properly, meaning it's close to the ceiling, it can be hard to reach. And if you have it on the wall versus the ceiling, you know, it's obviously harder to press on. So like this one here that has the center button, which is actually pretty good. I thought it was fairly easy to push relative to some of the other ones that have like a little tiny button to press. So this one is it's higher effort to press than that one, and then it's a lot smaller. So with this one, I think it'd be very easy to get a broom or, you know, broomstick or something like that, and you can easily press this when it's on the wall or when it's on the ceiling to deactivate it. And I'll go through and I'll talk about how you, when they're all going off, how you can figure out which one actually sensed the problem, either you know, smoke or carbon monoxide. All right, so let's just look at it here. You can see all of this here's like a, you know, it's where the smoke comes in and also the sound comes out. It's all like a grill in there. And then this X-Sense is actually backlit with a red and green light, and that will show you the difference between the way it blinks and the way the sound blares. Tells you if it's a smoke or carbon monoxide issue. And then here it can tell you just how you open, you know, lock and unlock it from the wall bracket. And then over here it shows you this little symbol, which means that it's a wireless interconnected one. And then it has an installation date code on the top of it, so you can write down the date that you installed it, which is very similar to what this one has this the twist on off. It has the button that we talked about, but like I said, that one's harder to press. I have to press hard. This one is nice and easy. And then this one has the date code there as well. So we will compare them. Let's turn them on and just see what they do here, and then we will interconnect these two, and then I will go and test them to see how far they actually can, you know, be placed and still work together. Now, some other brands, they do not allow you to daisy chain them. They basically all have to talk to each other. This is like a repeater system, so they are able to kind of daisy chain off each other, so you really only have to have a connection back to one of the units, and that will keep going around. So again, to turn it on, I'm going to place this in here. It's probably going to be a little hard to take it off, but I just place it in here and then we twist it. All right, so to turn it on, we just place this in here and we twist it. It's probably a little bit hard for me to get off, but I'll figure that out when that time comes. Alright, so there you can see it turn green, then yellow, and then red. That's telling you that it started up. Hopefully you guys can see that. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing to this guy now. And now what they tell you to do is, no matter how many of these units you have, you want to just pair two at a time. And once you pair these two together, you can pick either one to keep expanding that network. And they don't have to be right by each other to do that. You can have them on the wall, and then that way if they don't connect, you can assume that they don't have signal. But to make it connect, you press one of them 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. It beeps. Now it's flashing a red light there at me. And then on this one I press it twice. And so almost instantly, you maybe couldn't tell because they were so close together, but they both beeped at the same time, meaning they confirmed that they're interconnected. So that was very easy. Again, to add to it, you just keep going one at a time. I'll just press one of these 4 times, and then press a new one twice, and then they will just keep expanding that network out. And so then these will all go off. If one of them detects smoke or carbon monoxide, all of them will go off at the same time. And the way you can tell the difference between one that is going off and as a repeater would be that its light flashes red and green. it kind of alternates. But the alerting unit, so the unit that actually detected it, will flash only the red light. So it might be a little hard to remember, but when you press the button on it, it will mute all of them out there. Unless one of them is still actively alerting, it's going to stay on, and you can go and find that one. So obviously if there's a true issue going on, when you mute them, it only mutes the repeating ones, not the one that actually picked it up. So let me go put them down there and just see how far they actually reach. Alright, so just a quick shout out to all my viewers here. If you are enjoying this video and it's helpful for you, consider hitting the like button down below, and then subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon so you get notified. And of course, leave comments and or share this video with others if you think it's helpful. Thanks. Alright, so in their standby state, this light just flashes every once in a while. And then if I want to test a single unit, I just press the button once. And that's what it does there. And so that does not do the interconnector, but if you want to test the alright, if you want to test the interconnected, then I will press and hold this button. Alright, so just for fun this time, I'm going to have the sound meter out here so we can just watch and see how loud it is. Okay, so now to test interconnected, obviously they're going to be closer together, but I press and hold this button down. And so you saw there, it took a few seconds, but then that one up there actually flashed a red and green light. And that tells you that it is a repeater, not the main source of the problem. Alright, so let's see if it reaches all the way to the other side, other corner of the house. I can hear it over there. Yep, okay, so I can definitely hear it. And, you know, it takes, I don't know what that was, 5 seconds or something for it to pick it up and go, but that is the farthest distance I could see me having in this house. And in fact, I bet you this would reach out to my barn. So if you wanted to have something in a detached garage or a barn or something, this could probably cover that distance as well, because this has to go through a lot of walls, stairs, and to get over to that catty corner. So overall, I think this is like a really good deal for what you get, because it's basically everything I need for my home for carbon monoxide and smoke, as well as interconnected, 10-year battery life, you know, all packaged in one little unit that's quick and easy to install. You know, take me, you know, a couple of minutes for each one to just mount it up on the wall or ceiling, and then you're good to go and you're protected for up to 10 years.